What's up guys, this is Danny from Rethink Peer-to-Peer Lending. Welcome back to yet another portfolio update on my channel. In today's video, we will review the performance of my peer-to-peer lending portfolio in February, as well as discuss some adjustments that I have made last month. If you are interested in detailed platform analysis, please head over to my blog where you can find 20 plus reviews on Europe's most popular and most controversial peer-to-peer platforms. You can find the link down in the video description below. Overall, I was able to generate 590 euros from my peer-to-peer portfolio last month, which is the first time I have stayed below the 600 euro mark since July 2023. A new record in terms of my personal income from individual peer-to-peer platforms was set last month by HeavyFinance with 23 euros. The best overall performance in my portfolio comes from Income Marketplace with 13.43%, followed by PeerBerry with 12.47% and Viainvest with 11.13%. Due to secondary market issues at Lande, which meant transactions were not processed properly in October 2023, my performance remains below average at 7.89%. As Estate Guru was not able to recover any defaulted loans last month, my overall performance has now slipped to 6.61%. In February, I had a total of 4 transactions in my portfolio, with 1,000 euros being added to PeerBerry, Esketit and Viainvest, while I was withdrawing 2,000 euros from Twino. My outstanding peer-to-peer portfolio increased to 90,913 euros in February, which is the highest portfolio amount I have ever had in 6.5 years investing in peer-to-peer loans. Next up, a quick look at some recent events and a few changes that I have made to my portfolio. My return on PeerBerry has dropped from 13.07% to 12.47% in the past 6 months due to decreasing interest rates. Nevertheless, the platform remains a core pillar in my peer-to-peer portfolio due to its strong reliability in recent years. After 3 million euros have been added each business day to the platform in January and February, the platform announced an expected increase to 3.5 million euros per day in March. This will hopefully put the marketplace in a much better position to meet the increasing demand from its now more than 80,000 registered users. As with PeerBerry, another 1,000 euros have been added to Esketit in February, which is now the 15th month in a row in which I have deposited new money on the platform. As the cash drag situation became worse as of late, I have now set up a dedicated auto invest for the new lender, Spanda Capital, in addition to my preferred HeavyFinance strategy. By the end of the month, however, no loans have ended up in my portfolio. Because uninvested funds have remained consistently above 3,000 euros, I am not adding any more funds for the time being on Esketit until the supply of loans has increased. After Income Marketplace managed to recover full repayments from Mexican lender Vivos, the platform has now added its first new lender since summer 2022. The offer from Current Auto can be seen as a positive sign, as there is finally some movement at Income happening, with the offer being expanded, and thus the cash drag will be somewhat less of an issue. Compared to other lenders on Income though, Current Auto might not offer the best risk-return ratio yet, with lenders such as ITF or Dana Rupia being profitable, offering more liquidity and a higher interest rate. Despite some manual investments last month, many Dana Rupia loans have recently found their way to my portfolio via Auto Invest. The fact that Auto Invest is not broken but rather has a supply issue to work properly has been one of many topics that I recently discussed with founder Kimmo Ritkönen in a Q&A session on the Income Insights podcast. Another positive aspect to highlight is the steadily increasing return on income, which now stands at 13.43% after almost 2 years. A positive development can be seen on Crowdpear as well, with the total outstanding portfolio increasing to over 7 million euros, while no delays or defaults seem to be apparent. The positive performance is gradually being reflected on my own portfolio as well, with a total return of now 9.16%. If the portfolio quality remains stable like this, I plan on having further deposits in 2024 on Crowdpear. My focus on HeavyFinance continues to be on the Lithuanian loans, which have historically achieved the best performance on the platform. This strategy seems to pay off so far, as only 3% of my portfolio is more than 90 days in delay. The fact that my return is only at 7.53% is likely due to the proportion of green loans in my portfolio. Although the principal of these loans is repaid on a regular basis, the yield will only be realized when the CO2 certificates are being sold in the future. Viainvest has re-entered my active portfolio in February, mainly due to a lack of alternatives to diversify my peer-to-peer portfolio. Further information on this have been shared in my last portfolio update. My active investment on Profitus, though, is likely coming to an end fairly soon. Although the platform's portfolio performance seems to be quite stable, the overlaps with Crowdpear are ultimately too big for me to keep both platforms in my portfolio, with my personal preference being on PeerBerry spin-off Crowdpear. Also in February, my messed up balance on Lande, which occurred due to secondary market transactions in October 2023, couldn't be fixed. Even after 4 months, there seems to be no solution whatsoever, which in my view is a bad sign in terms of the platform's resources and/or IT expertise. Although some progress on the IT side has recently been communicated, my investments remain on hold until the issue has been solved. My investment on Twino has been paused in December 2023 due to uncertainties in their lending operations in Poland and Vietnam. As tighter regulations have been introduced at the beginning of the year in Poland, Twino is now on the verge of being eliminated from the Polish lender market if the regulator decides to close the remaining loophole for Twino's activities on how they fund their lending activities. Should this be the case, 56% of Twino's portfolio would be affected, with the likelihood of investors having only limited options to withdraw their money from the platform. Also, the uncertain regulatory situation in Vietnam is worth considering, as this would put another 14% of Twino's total portfolio at risk. Due to the slow repayments from Russia, which could continue for a few more years, my aim is to avoid having any more funds on Twino being stuck for an indefinite time, which is why I paused my investments for the time being. So this was a quick recap on my current portfolio developments. If you found this video helpful, please leave an interaction below the video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future.